Welcome into this week's edition of the MuirAthletics.com Coaches Show. I'm Jacob Pumphrey, and joining me this week is the head volleyball coach, Coach Steven Gream. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
First off, let's get into last weekend. You went on the road to Oklahoma, two Great American Conference matchups with Southwestern Oklahoma State, and then a quick turnaround with Northwestern Oklahoma State. Two really tough 5-set losses. Kind of do a little recap of both of those matches and what you were, although you didn't get wins, what you were able to take away from those games.
Well, Southwest Oklahoma was tied first and third at the time, and they've put together a good team and brought some transfers that's really helped them out. Going there, it was it's a long trip and things like that. So I really felt that we didn't get going until after the first set. Then after that, it was just back and forth, back and forth. The name of the game was unforced errors. We had a few more unforced errors than they had. We did get up 2-1, and then had a chance to finish them out in the fourth set. Got a call that kind of affected us a little bit there, and they ended up winning that fifth set. And then, the fourth set, and then in the fifth set, it was just back and forth to where the unforced errors got the best of us. Northwestern Oklahoma was about the same way. They were in their gym. That we knew exactly what they were going to do. We had some unforced errors that cost us as key times, and we just had a hard time putting the ball away at times. Then we got up 2-1, and then the fourth set again was one of those games where nothing went right. It was back and forth, and all of a sudden that was 25-7. But nothing went right that set. We got stuck in a rotation, couldn't get out of it, and kind of panicked a little bit. And then we got in the fifth set and actually was there, and then we got down a little bit and made a big comeback, and I thought we had a chance to win that one, and just fell short against a good team. They're playing very well. Both teams are playing very well right now. What I can take away from a positive aspect is it's just going to help us get ready. We're eventually going to go over the hump with those 5 sets. We've really struggled in the 5 sets here lately, and it's just given us more experience to really work on that. Such as Northwestern, yes, we lost it, but we made a big comeback there and could have won that 5th set. Hannah Rice did really good on defense. She had almost 20 digs in Northwestern's game in the first 2 sets. So she was a big spark there. Our hitting is doing well. Other than the unforced errors from our hitting, I think we're doing well there. Service doing well. It's just a matter of those little things. A lot of little things add up to big things, and that's what causes both of those games. But I thought we were in it. We had a chance to win, and we just fell short.
You talked about Hannah having almost 20 digs within the first 2 sets. She finished that match with 28 digs, and she also eclipsed the 1,000 career dig mark. And she's just a junior defensive specialist. Talk about a little bit about her and how you've seen her game progress over the past 3 years.
Well, when I signed her back out of Bryant High School, she was our backup setter, and so she only had 42 digs that year because you set it all the time. We lost our top libero at the time, Lauren Woods, and we were looking at what we were going to do as far as defense. We had some other DSs that we had there, but Hannah had the mindset that I'd like to compete for that. I'm like, well, you got every chance to compete for that. Came in preseason her sophomore year, won the job, has never looked back. She is a hard worker. She is very coachable. She'll listen to what I have to say, and she does the best she can. She hustles. She works hard. She's not afraid to communicate to her teammates. She's a leader on the defense there. She's really stepped into that role. It's really hard because she's come from an offensive leadership to a defensive leadership now. And this year I feel like she's even more comfortable because now she's got a year underneath her belt, and so now she's not so scared to speak up on defense with her making a change. And she's got some personal goals, and one of the goals that she had was to get to 1,000. And she has really worked hard to do what is asked of her, and it's starting to pay off. And I told her when she won, I said hard work pays off, and that's what's happened with her. So I'm really proud of her. She's really taken a shine to it, and has really worked hard at it. And she had 20 digs in the first 2 sets, then she ended up with 28. What's that tell you? They're not hitting at her. They're scared of her, because she does so well of shutting offensives down that people are wanting to hit away from her now, and that's a testament to her and her hard work.
On Tuesday, you welcomed Williams Baptist College into Magnolia for a non-conference matchup, and really through the first 2 sets, you kind of really cruised there, tried some different things, and then in the 3rd set, fell behind, but showed a lot of resiliency, just bouncing back and was able to get a 26-24 win in the set to take the match. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, we go with a non-conference, we only have 2 non-conference games left, counting that one. And we wanted to work our kids in that need some more PT or needed to work on certain things or work on certain plays. So we played everybody at least 2 sets in that whole match, and that, you know, the name of the game was we served. I mean, the first set we had 7 aces in the first set. We really served them out of the gym there, and got to work on our serving game and placement and lineups and things of that nature. Second set was kind of the same thing. We they kind of had a carry over from the first set there and kind of did well there. Third set we played more of our reserves in that third set, and they got down 20-12, and it was real tempting as a coach to put your starters back in, but I have every confidence in our bench. That's why we have a bench, that they were going to get the job done. And I told them in the timeout, I said, all it takes is 1 point at a time, and just work hard, work what we've done in practice, and if we don't get it, we got 2 more sets to go. Don't worry about it. Just play your game, do the best you can, and don't panic. Well, next thing you know, we start serving. We make these 4-0 runs, 3-0 runs. Next thing you know, it's tied up, and now we're pushing. But the name of the game is what we've been doing. We've been serving tough. You know, we got some keys, aces there toward the end. Our reserve players stepped up and got some kills at key times. I thought Erica did a very good job on a key point where she got a big kill on the left side. They gave us a chance to serve for match point, and she could very easily panic because she messed up the one before. Came right in there. Taylor set her a good ball. She put the ball down and didn't even hesitate. And that's what you want. You want your players to not play scared. You want your players to play the best they can and have that confidence that we can come back, and that's what happened.
This weekend you get to continue at home. 2 more tough Great American Conference opponents going to come into Magnolia for a pair of matches. First you got Oklahoma Baptist tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and then you have Southern Nazarene on Saturday. Really 2 fundamentally sound teams. Talk a little bit about each team.
Well, Oklahoma Baptist I've never played before. I was in NEIA, but I never played them even when I was in NEIA days. They do have a reputation of being very fundamentally sound, as you said. They have 2 outside hitters that swing really good. They have 2 mills that swing really good. They have a right side that swings really good. So they're going to put pressure on your defense because they're going to move the ball around a little bit. They have multiple people who can set. They can have 2 setters. They can have 1 setter. They can do anything they want there. The key for us against them is going to be what we've been doing. What worked against Harding, what worked against these other teams that we've played that's been really good, is we've got to put the pressure on them and get them out of the system. Once we know where the ball's going to go, then our defense can set up. And with people like Hannah and our block and our other back row players, that's what's going to make their life easier so we can get into those offensive swings, because our offense is doing really good. We got to get on the ball. And so I feel that we match up with them really good if we'll just do those things. So the Nazarene played them last year. They beat us at their place last year. Very fundamentally sound there. They have outside here that's really doing a really good job for them. But again, they like to move the ball around a little bit. They do really good on service C. They do really good with their serve. I think that one of their players is the top server in the conference, if not the second best server in the conference. So they're going to put pressure on you with the serve as well. Again, we got to put pressure on them and make it easy. Make it easy to get them out of the system, which will make our lives much harder, and we just got to capitalize on those things. Learning from our lessons from the last weekend, we've got to cut down on unforced errors against those 2 teams. If we give them a lot of unforced error points, we're going to be in trouble. And that's what happened to us last weekend, and that's what will happen to this weekend. If we can clean that up like we're capable of, we'll be just fine.
Coach Gream and the Lady Marauders will take to the court again tomorrow night at 6 p.m. inside the W.T. Watson Athletic Center with a GAC matchup against Oklahoma Baptist. They will continue their weekend swing also in Magnolia against Southern Nazarene on Saturday. Thanks, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you.